Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Boeing and Embraer explore possible combination. Blue Origin aims for human spaceflight in 2018. And Diamond Aircraft now a Chinese-owned company. Hello, I'm Laura Hudson. It's December 27th, and this is Airborne Unlimited. Boeing and Embraer have confirmed that the two companies are in talks that might lead to some kind of combination of the two companies. The companies issued identical news releases late last week announcing the talks. The Boeing Company and Embraer confirmed the two companies are engaged in discussions regarding a potential combination, the basis of which remains under discussion. There is no guarantee a transaction will result from these discussions. Boeing and Embraer do not intend to make any additional comments regarding these discussions. Any transaction would be subject to the approval of the Brazilian government and regulators, the two companies' boards, and Embraer shareholders, the release stated. Analysts say that any deal would extend Boeing's reach into the very competitive regional jet market. If Boeing were to acquire Embraer, it would be the largest such acquisition for the company since it purchased McDonnell Douglas Corporation in 1997. But even a partnership would give Boeing a strong foothold in the 100-seat segment. Airbus recently took control of Bombardier C-Series program, which is the subject of a trade dispute filed by Boeing with the U.S. government. After the break, FAA certifies 767 2C aircraft.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
The dream is real, a truly affordable personal jet aircraft. The Subsonics Personal Jet Kit is priced at only $42,000. Kit plus engine is still under $100K. Add instruments, upholstery, and paint and you're flying. It's time to put your money where your bucket list is. Learn more at sonicsaircraft.com.
Concorde's recombinant gas RG series sealed battery technology produces a high-performance battery with the advantages of being pre-tested and fully charged at the factory. Find out more about Concorde's entire line of batteries at www.concordebattery.com. Concorde, the heart of your aircraft.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne Unlimited, Aero-TV, Airborne On Demand, the AMA Drone Report, our website or podcast, just email to news-spy@aero-news.net. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The FAA has granted Boeing's KC-46 tanker program an amended type certificate for its core 767 2C aircraft configuration, verifying that the fundamental design of the KC-46 tanker is safe and reliable. The 767 2C is a modified version of the company's commercial 767 with revised structure, wiring, and plumbing. The Air Force Association recently announced a new partnership with the Civil Air Patrol, designed to advance both organizations' mission to promote aerospace education in communities nationwide. The statement of mutual support, signed in Arlington, Virginia, by retired U.S. Air Force General Larry Spencer, Air Force Association President, and Major General Mark Smith, Captain National Commander calls for AFA and CAP to pair CAP squadrons and AFA chapters for the purpose of advocating for aerospace education at the local, state, and regional levels. Mahindra Aerospace has chosen Hartzell's 3-blade 84-inch diameter aluminum propeller for its Airvan 10-seat turboprop aircraft, certified earlier this year. Hartzell's lightweight hub turbine propeller is constant speed, feathering, reversing, and optimized for an improved climb rate. Mahindra's selection of a Hartzell's propeller for its flagship airplane is the most recent example of an aircraft manufacturer selecting the most reliable and highest performing propeller available today for their newest model, said Hartzell Propeller Executive Vice President J.J. Frigge. Boeing and flydubai finalized the purchase of 175 737 MAX airplanes in the largest single-aisle jet order in Middle East history. The deal, which includes options for an additional 50 jets, is valued at $27 billion at current list prices. The deal was first announced as a commitment at the 2017 Dubai Air Show. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Now let's move on to the rest of the news. Commercial space company Blue Origin is holding to a plan to launch a manned suborbital flight in 2018, depending on how the test program goes, according to Jeff Ashby, Director of Safety and Mission Assurance. He added that Blue Origin is roughly a year out from human flights, but it will still be a while before you can buy a ticket for a suborbital flight with Blue Origin. We're probably a year and a half, 2 years out from when we're actually able to fly tended payload. We're about roughly a year out from human flights, depending on how the test program goes, Ashby said. We have a bunch more tests to do, and we're going to fly some human test flights before we put paying people in the rocket. SpaceX and Boeing also plan to launch humans into space in 2018 under NASA's Commercial Crew Program. But while Blue Origin will not go beyond the fringe of space just yet, the other two companies have contracts to carry U.S. astronauts to the ISS. After these messages, Diamond Aircraft is now a Chinese-owned company.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Based on the popular Sling 2 LSA, the Sling 4 was designed to be the most practical and desirable lightweight four-place experimental aircraft on the market. Find out more about this 115 horsepower turbocharged airplane at airplanefactory.com.
Welcome back. Another North American aircraft manufacturer is now owned by a Chinese company, continuing a worrisome trend that has traded over 100 years of American ingenuity and innovation for hard-to-find investment dollars that U.S. concerns have heretofore refused to provide. The high-flying operation, with concerns in both Austria and London, Ontario, has been one of the most innovative general aviation manufacturers to this point, though it has to deal with some disappointments along the way, including the cessation of development on its single-engine D-jet program. Though its futuristic DA-62 piston platform was completed to wide acclaim over recent years, China-based Wanfeng Aviation completed a deal earlier this month to purchase Diamond Aircraft. The move provides a serious capital injection to the London operation, which once saw employment numbers in excess of 400 people, and reductions that pared that down to some 150 staffers. Diamond expects to double current employment over the next 18 months and to expand their North American emphasis to a more global approach. Well, that's our program for today. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is currently on our winter schedule and is streamed Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, alternating with Airborne Unmanned on Tuesday and the AMA Drone Report each Thursday. Additional breaking news bulletins may be posted for important stories that fall outside of our normal deadlines. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe and do check us out on Facebook and Twitter. Get comprehensive, real-time, 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. See you tomorrow.